Welcome to the Good Karma Sport Fishing Podcast. I'm your host, Captain Ryan Van Fleet.
Welcome to the Good Karma Success Coach Podcast. I'm your host, Melinda Van Fleet. Well, happy 4th of July weekend, everyone.
Yeah, happy 4th of July weekend, guys.
It's Sunday morning. I'm a little late in doing my podcast. Normally I release it early on Sunday mornings, but yesterday, you know what? We took a day off.
Well, somewhat.
Yeah. We did work in the morning, but then we stopped. So,
yes.
But it was a productive morning, right?
Yeah, it was very productive.
It was a really good morning.
We got a lot done.
Yeah. So I want to say that this is our 1 year anniversary, the month of July, of doing a podcast together once a month, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
You survived.
I survived it.
And it makes you realize how fast a year goes and that it's really important to have goals and objectives and be working towards those things and taking a baby step every day, if it's just one little step towards those goals, because you know what? All of a sudden a year has gone by. And it's going to be 2 years this August since you started your podcast.
Yeah, 2 years August.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, crazy.
That's a lot of podcasting.
A lot of podcasting every week. I take 1 week off a year, I think.
No, you've done it every single week. And some weeks you've done 2 podcasts.
Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah, you've never missed a beat.
Holy cow.
Yeah, you've never missed a beat.
Yeah.
And that's, another thing, consistency over time. And we're really grateful for the people that have listened to your podcast and my podcast as well.
Yeah, no, I'm very appreciative of the people that have, that have provided some positive feedback over the, the course of the past couple of years. Now I've had some not so.
Well, but it's not that positive. It's just people wanting more.
Yeah, people wanting more.
And then that goes into the bucket of learning how to draw boundaries. So that's, something I talk a lot about on Good Karma Success Coach is drawing boundaries. I think it's really important that people understand there's boundaries to things because, you give so much content away for free. And now you have your Facebook group. Yeah, the Facebook group. So people can go in the Facebook group.
Yeah, people have a question. Like I said, I don't respond to texts from people I don't know. So if you have a question, you can post it up in the Facebook group, and in the group, I respond, and other people might respond. So you're going to get more information that way. So, but I just get, like, with the amount of direct messages that I get nowadays and with text messages, I just don't respond to people I don't know. I just don't have time. So if you have a question for me, you can join, sign up for the Good Karma Sport Fishing Podcast Facebook group. A lot of guys aren't on Facebook for certain reasons, but, sign up, get involved, and join up for that reason.
Yeah. So, yeah. And also, too, it gives good content ideas for Ryan to have in podcasts. Yeah. So that's really cool. And there's also a Google Doc out there in the Facebook group as well.
Yeah. The Google Doc is a questionnaire that you can fill out and submit. And I use that to create podcast content based on what the questions you guys have. Mm-hmm. So I've got a long list.
Yeah. And then my Facebook group is Good Vibes. So same thing. So always happy and appreciative because we know there's a lot of content out there for people to choose from. And we just really appreciate that you guys are all listening. So we just wanted to give a thanks because 2020 is halfway over. So we just wanted to do a little thank you and talk about that, work towards your goals. Because you know what? Over time, every little step that you're taking really counts and makes a difference.
Yeah.
So
thank you guys.
Yeah. Another thing, too, that I wanted to mention, we announced it on Instagram and Facebook, and I know I announced it in my Crush It in Sales podcast, which I put on LinkedIn. But one of the things that we're doing for the balance of 2020 that is really exciting is we are co-authoring a chapter in a book series. It's an international best-selling book series called Brilliant Breakthroughs for the Small Business Owner. So being that Ryan and I have small businesses and we've been doing this for now over 10 years, we were really excited to be included in this book series with a lot of other authors. So it's a co-authored book series, if that makes sense. A lot of people might not be familiar with book series like this, but it's a really cool opportunity. It's an opportunity to share value, get the word out, collaborate with other people, and also learn. We both have never written a book. Ryan has his ebook, which is free, and you can sign up and get it on his website, goodkarmasportfishing.com. But besides that, we haven't done a book. We haven't published a book, and we haven't been part of the marketing and learning and growing and obviously working with a publisher. So that is just super exciting, and we're sharing it on this platform as well. So hopefully people can cheer us on and be part of our journey and learn as we go about this, because it might be something you wish to do someday.
Should be interesting.
It's another adventure that Ryan is, I always say that I tell him some of our adventures, and if he doesn't say no, that means it's a yes. So that's kind of how we roll. So he just kind of looked at me on this one, and I'm like, all right, we're rolling. We're going to try this, and we're going to do it. And it's just a very exciting opportunity to finish out the balance of 2020. And the chapter, just to mention this too, is on confidence, and it comes out November 11th. So very exciting. So stay tuned for more on that. So some of the topics we've talked about over the past year, I actually went through and wrote them down. So Ryan's going to kind of give a little synopsis. So if anyone's interested in reviewing some old podcasts and hearing what stories that we've shared in the past, have at it.
Yeah, so we've covered some cool stuff. And a lot of these things are things that I've worked on personally over the years, and I still work on them. So the first one we talked about patience. More guys need to learn patience. More guys that fish with me need to learn patience. So, and if you guys out there listening, you need to learn some patience. The next one we talked about gratitude. It's like not everyone, is going to like you, and that's so true. It's pretty amazing. And yeah, I can go on and on about that one. But and then we talked about superstitions too as well. I'm not as big on the banana superstition as I used to be, but I got other things as well. It's more about people and the superstitions and attitudes that can really, really hurt the boat's mojo, including the guy that says he's going to bring the cooler. That's the cooler. No. Yeah. If you call me and you want me to fill your cooler, I will not take your charter.
I'm not the charter for
I
you.
am not your trip. You need to call somebody else. So I am not going to take you. You jinxed yourself, and you're probably going to jinx the next captain. So I'm not going to fill your freezer for you. The next one we talked about confidence. There's a difference in being having a very strong ego and confidence. So we talked about that. Failures. Failures.
Lots.
Oh, gosh.
Lots of failures, people, but y'all just got to keep on going.
Failures, yeah. People. We talk about people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people. 2019, it was a good year. We talk,
we did like a little recap.
Yeah, we did a recap on that. It's a great podcast. You should go back and listen to it. Getting it done. How to get it done effectively. Gone fishing.
Yeah, we went fishing once.
Now, Melinda doesn't like to go fishing with me too often because I tend to, when I go out there fishing by myself, I tend to just get lost out there. So I don't really care if I catch anything. And Melinda...
It becomes an all-day into the evening event.
Yeah, it becomes an all-day thing. And I don't know. I like to be out there all day if I'm out there by myself. Or with a buddy that isn't putting the pressure on me to catch fish. So,
you know what I think is important about this? I'm just going to say this because I know you struggle with this sometimes with clients, is we recognize this in each other. So Ryan knows that it's not my thing to go fishing all day. I like to go for a half a day, and then I like to come home.
It's taken me a while to learn that, so I'm very respectful of that right now.
But don't you feel that you have charter clients that drag along their wives?
Yeah, oh gosh.
And this is
crazy.
It's a problem.
It's a problem. So what I'm seeing, and if you're planning on booking with me, you need to listen to this because it's for your own good. Guys, you need to sometimes it's not best to bring someone that doesn't really want to be along. So fishing on my boat my boat is a hardcore fishing boat. And if you're not explaining to your wife what that happens on my boat, or that my boat doesn't have a bathroom, or what type of fishing we're going to be doing, and there's very limited seating, but there's tons of space. I've seen guys are dragging their wives along, and the wives flip out on them, so they don't want to be there, and it takes it out on. The first thing I do is I feel that as a captain, and it shuts the mojo down. I cannot concentrate on fish because I'm more worried about the husband and wife thing going down and the wife flipping out. So I have to tell you, I've had 3 charters over the past year and a half where I've had to run the wives back in and take the guys back out. And I'm not going to do that anymore. So if we go back in, we're in. I charge you the full day, and that's how it rolls. Just because your wife gets mad at you for bringing them out. So, guys, you got to learn about your spouse and fishing. If you don't, then you don't need to be out there charter boat fishing with me. You need to be on a big boat
with an air-conditioned cuddy.
With an air-conditioned cuddy, and do not book me.
And we're okay with that.
And I'm okay with it. I don't want you on my boat because it brings down the mojo. And you will not have fun, and nor will you catch fish, because I'll be more worried about your wife flipping out than anything else. And it happens. It happens a lot. And a lot of guys don't talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it. Mm-hmm. So don't bring them. Don't bring, if they want to go, you guys got to have the discussion about the boat. And that's that.
Yeah, and if they don't want to go, don't force them.
Don't force them.
And this is a bigger picture. Actually, I think we're going to have this as our topic. I'm changing my mind here. This is a bigger picture. There are so many divorces coming out of COVID. It's ridiculous. I just heard of another one yesterday. And part of the reason why is you probably all don't know each other. You probably all don't have conversations and communicate. And that is one thing, Ryan and I have worked on this for years, is having conversations and communicating, and then being okay with whatever the other person wants to do. So if Ryan wants to get up and go fishing all day, I'm okay with that. I give it blessings, and I always have, even before this was a business. So some might be saying, well, it's your business. No, we were always like this. And if I wish to go shopping all day or go like on a girls trip or do something, he is okay with that too. So having that conversation and having that trust and letting the other person be happy with what they wish to do and not trying to force the other person into what you wish to do is so important. We're all individual people. And I'm also going to say too, because there are, in defense of a lot of women that Ryan takes fishing in terms of, their spouses, there are a lot of really sporty women out there that are amazing anglers. I love seeing those pictures. So we're not typecasting and saying that all women don't want to fish. That's not true at all. It's just a small percentage that happens to come through once in a while that end up ruining the charter. And it's not that it's their fault. They're just being dragged along when they might be happier at the spa, at the Chica Spa, or sitting by the pool and reading a magazine and having a nice lunch or going shopping. So just have those discussions to see, what do you really want to do and what makes you happy? Because it affects everything. It affects your life and it affects other people too.
Yeah, the worst ones are the guys are like when they bring their wives along because they want her along for an extra limit of fish.
Oh, yeah.
Those guys are tools, man. Don't do that. Don't do that. You guys are fools.
Yeah, be happy. Be happy in your relationship. Celebrate each other. I'm so happy when Ryan has a fun time and goes fishing by himself or with a friend. I love that. I think that's amazing. And, when I say to Ryan, hey, I'm going to go up to my sister's and watch my nieces. And I left him for 5 days because I wanted to see my family and he was fine with that. So make sure you're doing and communicating what makes you happy. And I bet you if more people had communication, the divorce rate would be less. So that's just I don't know. Just a huge factor.
I'm just speaking about my observations, and because
you see it.
I see it. It's with the Dramamine thing and the seasickness thing too. It's like
ego
stuff. And I'm like,
you're not going to be any cooler because you didn't take your Dramamine. You're just going to puke your guts out and ruin the trip, people.
Yeah.
So
I don't get
take the Dramamine at night.
Take the Dramamine at night.
You're not getting an award because you didn't take your Dramamine.
Yeah, man. I mean, don't, like, if I tell you got to take Dramamine, there's a reason why I'm telling you. So, and you got to do it at night. And if you don't do it, then you're going to suffer. Yes, I have a Seakeeper. Yes, it cures certain types of seasickness. And I'll talk about it, but not everything. I'll talk about that in a future podcast because I know what seasickness is personally because I have a Seakeeper. So there's 3 different types of it. And I'm going to talk about this in the future, but not today. So those questions I will ask on the phone too about that to clients. And it really has helped. It's helped deter people as well, as far as I don't want them on the boat if they're going to get sick. So we have those discussions, and with bring in your kids, guys, bring in your kids. Make sure your kids have hats and sunglasses. I'm getting guys that are showing up in all this fancy fishing gear, hats, SPF shirts, fancy sunglasses, and then they bring their kids along and they have no hats, dollar sunglasses, and they're dressed in something that they shouldn't be out there fishing in. I know it's going to be a bad trip, and typically it is because we're out there and the kids get migraines, and I have to turn them around and come back. And the parents aren't paying attention to them. It's all about them, and I don't appreciate that. So if you're booking with me, you need to listen because I might not be the best fit for you if you're bringing your kids and they're not ready to fish, and you're just like dragging them along. So, because what's happening is that the wives won't let the guys go fishing unless they take the kids with them. And the kids don't really want to go. They don't want to be there. But then I got the other half. The kids are like out fishing the parents because they're listening and they're just doing a really great job and they've watched it and study it. I've had some awesome kids lately. So
yeah, you have.
I've had some kids that just smoke most of my regular clients on the rod and reel because they listen. So, and they're really good. And
they're attentive.
And they're very attentive and they're awake. They're watching the rod. They're not sleeping. They're not trying to fight fish on the gunnels. So they're like listening. These kids are smoking groupers, man. They'll put most of the grown men to shame so that think they know what they're doing. So, but anyways.
That's a tangent.
That's a tangent. I got off on a tangent. I'm just saying.
But that's okay though, because honestly, all of these things, this is what's so amazing about our business. Is all of these things, you might go, oh, that was just a fishing story. I don't care about that. No, it's a bigger picture.
It's a bigger
because
picture.
It's all about behavior, human behavior, the ego, all of these things. Like if everyone just stopped and thought about their behavior and how they were and then really thought, gosh, how does this affect my life? And how was my behavior today on the trip? Like, oh my gosh, the world would be such a different place. But you know what, Ryan? Most people don't think about it.
No, they don't. And and it just really affects me too. And that's the thing. I have to have a certain type of mojo out there to perform the way I need to. And a lot of that comes from my client. If you go back and look at the Instagram pictures, you'll see on days I just crush it. And then on days it's slow. If I have a slow day, it's like one of these things where, hey, man, some days I could have the best client in the world, but there's just not something happening. And there's other days where it's just a rough one, where the people are on me. There's really bad mojo. Some guys got on the boat and made a comment about something where he shouldn't have made a comment about something, like my caddy can. So, but anyways. But, yeah, I just got off another tangent.
You did.
Yeah. So.
But we hope that people understand the bigger picture of what we're talking about with these fishing examples, because it's amazing. It's amazing. Ryan can call it right away with people in their mojo and their expectations. He can call it. And it's kind of like you jinx yourself, and it all goes back to attitude. And every day, if you woke up and said, today's going to be a good day, and that's, as basic as it gets. As basic as it gets. Today is going to be a great day.
Yep.
I'm going to be nice.
Yep, I'm going to be nice. And I'm going to be nice. Yeah, and I practice that every morning.
Today is going to be a great day.
Every morning. I go, today is going to be a great day. I've got to put...
Today is going to be a great day.
Yep, and I put behind what I need to put behind from the previous day. I wash it out of my brain.
Right.
And I look at every day as a new day.
And you can do that with meditation. You can do that just by stopping and taking some deep breaths. Stop. If you're having a really bad day or something's going on in your life, you know what? You are not alone. We all are going through things, especially right now. But stop and take some deep breaths and just start fresh. Start fresh. Start fresh with your attitude. Start fresh with how you treat people. And you'll start to see just the world of difference in everything around you. It starts with you. And I could go on and about that, but everything starts with you. Everything starts with the choices you make, the behaviors, the intentions that you set, and starting your day by saying today's going to be a great day and truly trying to achieve that. That's what's going to make a difference.
Yes, that's so true. I mean, you have to remind me of that.
I do sometimes.
You do, and
I do sometimes, but that's okay, people. That's okay. That's why you're a partner. You're a spouse. We're a team. You and I are a team. And you know what? I'll say this too. Like sometimes I have a bad day, and you remind me. So
yeah, I mean,
we're a team. And if more people looked at their relationships, and it doesn't even have to be that you're married. It could be a friend. It could be your sister or brother, your mom or your dad. If you look at your relationships like teamwork and help each other when you're having like a bad time, think about that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so true. It's like, I love the fish. I love it. I love being out there every day. And I'm very thankful that I've got a few days off that I can regroup. But there's days, where when I get up in the morning and I have to remind myself that because I've had I had a rough day the day before. And
today's a new day.
Today's a new day. And as soon as I get on that boat, everything changes, and it's a new day. And no matter what happened the day before, it's a new day, new people, new fishing, and that's that. So
that's that.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to do a mic drop. Mic drop.
Oh my gosh. I want to talk about intuition.
No, just a little. Save that. Okay, we'll do a little teaser for next month. But our topic was going to be intuition. But
so
we didn't
this
do
is
that,
kind of
obviously.
This is a real funny story.
The Force channeled a different topic, so that all came from the universe.
Yeah.
So that was not a planned conversation.
No.
So
no.
All right. So Ryan, give your little tidbit. We'll let these people go enjoy the rest of the day.
I got one little tidbit for you guys. So I get asked a lot about where I talked in my last podcast about how I picked up on those tips from those dudes at the dock and where I found those big dolphin that day. This is a crazy thing, but I was getting ready to, last August, the big dolphin showed up. And they showed up at the end of July. And one morning, one day, the day before, I kind of had a little struggle in finding fish. So I slept in. I was like, I'm just going to go out and go with it. And I wasn't really too sure where I was going to go that morning. So I get out of my truck. And it's like 8:30. The guys wanted to leave late. I was totally fine with it because I need to sleep in. So I get out of my truck. I'm loading up. And in the morning, I looked up to the sky. And I saw 4 big frigate birds flying from their roost. They roost in the bay, a lot of them do. And I'm not sure if a lot of you guys know that. But they got out of their nests, wherever they were sleeping that night. And they were flying northeast. And I looked up at the sky and I saw those frigate birds flying northeast. And I said, that's where I'm going today. That's how I'm going to find a fish. I didn't know where the hell I was going to go. But I looked up, I saw those birds. And my intuition said, go northeast. And I did that morning. And I will show you the picture sometime of what I caught that morning, northeast. And who knows, it's probably a fluke, but that's how I chose to go that way that morning.
It's not a fluke, it's intuition.
It was intuition. I followed those birds. I was on the land. I was like, I'm going to go to northeast today. That's where those birds are flying. And I crushed them. I crushed them up there for 4 days. Well, nobody was getting them south. So that's intuition.
Yeah. So stay tuned for next month when we've got a lot to talk about next month because we've got something really, really exciting coming up for Good Karma Sport Fishing.
Oh, it's going to be really good.
It's really good. We've been working really hard.
Oh, long time.
We've kept it really top secret.
It's super top secret. Nobody knows.
No one knows. So stay tuned for that. And then we'll have more intuition stories to hopefully inspire all of you. And may the force be with you.
Yes, may the force be with you, and look to the sky.
Thanks for listening.